Rishi Prabhuji on Srimad Bhagavatam 4.16.6 onwards. I'd like to give a small introduction about Prabhuji. Samik Rishi Prabhuji is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Being a doctor by profession, he has done immense services to the devotee community and served the society by donating for lots of projects. Like, for example, he donated the deities of Philadelphia Temple, and he made 300 sample temple units that serve as altar in the villages. He also served as temple president of ISKCON New Jersey for about 15 years. He is known for his simplicity and humility. He is now an initiating guru in ISKCON. So we are really fortunate to have Prabhuji on this call. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you are there on the call?
Yes, I am here on the call. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much Prabhuji for giving your valuable time and association. You can take over Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My obeisances to all the devotees who are on this conference call. Please accept my humble obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. नमाओ विष्णु पदाय कृष्णा पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we'll be reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 16, text number 6 and text number 7. The praise of King Prathu by the professional reciters. Text number 6. Vasukala upadatte kale chayam vimunchati sama sarveshu bhuteshu pratapan suryavad vibhuhu. Translation purport by His Divine Grace C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This King Prathu will be as powerful as the sun god, and just as the sun god equally distributes his sunshine to everyone, King Prathu will distribute his mercy equally. Similarly, just as the sun god evaporates water for 8 months and during the rainy season returns it profusely, this king will also exact taxes from the citizens and return of his money in times of need. मज्ञान्ति मिरांदस्य ज्ञानांजन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्री गुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्री गुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय. नमो महावदान्नाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतुष्ये नमः. So this particular verse is talking about this is the Magad, Vandijan. So they are glorifying King Prathu when he was born. So they are telling two things here with a nice analogy. One is the sun god. The sun god, he distributes sunshine to anybody without any discrimination. Who is who? So that is his mercy that he gives. He does not say, he's my friend, he's my enemy, and I would not distribute sun. He gives everywhere. And same way, the sun also, what he does, that he exits the tracks like water from the ocean and then showers it everywhere, whether it is needed or not needed. On the ocean where water is not needed, he showers. On the mountains, on the desert area, the rainfall is everywhere equally without discrimination. So these two things, and same thing the king, he will also do it. They are talking about that he will also do in the future, that he will take the taxes and return it back in form of benefit to the citizens. Not that the people in big positions, they take all the big salaries or squander that money and use it for themselves, but they do it for you. Take the taxes from the citizen, because alone they cannot do all this big military education and big things nationwide, or cannot be done on an individual or community basis. It should be done by the government who has the power, but power is not to harm or put the citizens in problem. So not at the expense of the citizens they enjoy, but it is to give comfort to the citizens, just like in the Ram Rajya. So in purport, Srila Prabhupada is writing, the process of tax exaction is very nicely explained in this verse. Tax exaction is not meant for the sense gratification of the so-called administrative heads. Tax revenue should be distributed to the citizens in time of need. During emergencies such as famine or flood, tax revenues should never be distributed amongst the governmental servants in the form of high salaries and various other allowances. In Kali Yuga, however, the position of the citizens is very horrible, because taxes are exacted in so many forms and are spent for the personal comfort of the administrators. The example of the sun in this verse is very appropriate. The sun is many millions of miles away from the earth, and although the sun does not actually touch the earth, it manages to distribute land all over the planet by exacting water from the oceans and seas, and it also manages to make that land fertile by distributing water during the rainy season. As an ideal king, King Prathu would execute all his business in the village and state as expertly as the sun. So how the king should behave, how the taxes should be done, because many citizens practically all over the world are so much tired of government atrocities, and they, they take so much bribe, they don't want to do their job, and they delay in everything. So out of necessity, they pay them a big money, and that way they should. So when you pay them a big bribe, then only the file moves from one place to another, and they sometimes not only that they delay, but they point out so many mistakes, because the law is not very clear. It is very ambiguous. People don't know what is the exact law, so they show many mistakes, and then when you pay the money, it is all done as if the mistakes are gone. So it should be done in a very right, sensitive way. I mean, so much that it is written in Srimad Bhagavatham that because of the government atrocities, and they will be plunderers, they were the thieves and rogues, and the people would run away from the cities. They would not be able to live because of the government problems. They are taking so much, take 50, 60, 80%. So in so many forms, it is not just the federal tax, state tax, city tax, but there are many taxes. This GST in India, they have started 18%, and then there is a death tax, birth tax, means tax everywhere, property taxes that you pay so much. So how people could live peacefully? And it is taken again and again. Like I employ somebody, he pay him some salary, then naturally he also again has to pay the taxes. Although I have paid the taxes, but so it is churned again and again. So most of the revenue or earning of the people that goes wasted in the government programs, mostly on the military and big salaries of the government officers, and that is how it is gone. So this is not the proper way or proper utilization. At the most, in some places it says 6%, but at most the people should charge 16% of the government tax that goes of the earning, and not no other taxes of hundreds of different kind. That would make the citizens peaceful. They will also work hard that if I earn money, I could keep that money. So there are many rules and many things have been said, but that is one of the important aspects that that Prathu Maharaj, how he is managing the task, and we have to follow the Mahajanas. Mahajano yena gata sapanta. So in Ram Rajya, Prathu Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, or whatever they have done, we could also follow in their footsteps, and the government officers are president or king, or they should read Bhagavatam and they should take examples of these great personalities and keep the citizens peaceful and happy. The next verse, text number 7, Titikshapya kramam vanya uparya kramatam api bhutanam karuna shashvat darthanam shiti vrattiman. This King Prathu will be very, very kind to all citizens. Even though a poor person may trample over the king's head by violating the rules and regulations, the king, out of his causeless mercy, will be forgetful and forgiving. As a protector of the world, he will be as tolerant as the earth itself. King Prathu is herein compared to the earthly planet as far as his tolerance is concerned. Although the earth is always trampled upon by men and animals, it still gives food to them by producing grains, fruits, and vegetables. As an ideal king, Maharaj Prathu is compared to the earthly planet, for even though some citizens might violate the rules and regulations of the state, he would still be tolerant and maintain them with fruits and grains. In other words, it is the duty of the king to look after the comforts of the citizens, even at the cost of his own personal convenience. This is not the case, however, in Kali Yuga. For in Kali Yuga, the kings and heads of the state enjoy life at the cost of taxes exacted from the citizens. Such unfair taxation makes the people dishonest, and the people try to hide their income in so many ways. Eventually, the state will not be able to collect taxes and consequently will not be able to meet its huge military and administrative expenses. Everything will collapse and there will be chaos and disturbance all over the world. So these are very important points because we live in a state, in the cities or towns, and how the king should behave and what is his duties and how the citizen should give voluntarily to certain extent taxes. But people hide the taxes because there are so many taxes. It is just like killing. Then why you are working even? So people are afraid even to work. People have moved, many companies have moved from here to other countries because of the heavy taxations and so many rules and regulations. So, and also another point here other than taxation is the tolerance, that even to the like discomfort to the person or to the king or the head of the state, he should tolerate the insults that has been given by the citizens. Even so much so that even he tramples on the administrator, then he should also tolerate that. So one should be humble and should tolerate. So we talk on this particular topic like this, Titiksha Karunika. So one should be Titiksha means tolerance. One should tolerate. Sruhada Sarvadehina, one should be Sruhad or well-wisher of all the living beings because they are all part and parcel of Krishna. Like Krishna tolerate means he is equal to everybody. Samoham Sarvabhuteshu is equal to everyone. Nobody is his enemy. Nice words about that. Samoham Sarvabhuteshu. Vashyosti na priya ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite teshu chapya. I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend. He is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So, now one may say that Krishna is discriminating because if somebody is a devotee, he is his friend. He is in him, and so Krishna is there, and in the devotee, and devotee is there in the Krishna's heart. Why it is so? So this is not a discrimination. It is natural. Any man in this material world may be very charitably disposed, yet he has a special interest in his own children. The Lord claims that every living entity, whom whatever form is his son, so he provides everyone with a generous supply of the necessities of life. He is just like, so he would not bereft of anybody, even if he is worshipping or not worshipping, whether he is a demon or demigod. He provides everything what is needed for him. just like the cloud pours water rain all over, regardless of whether it falls on rock or land. But for his devotee, he gives special attention. Such devotee are mentioned here. They are always, what kind of devotees? They are always in Krishna consciousness and thinking of God, Krishna always, and serve him always, and therefore they are always transcendently situated in Krishna. Krishna consciousness means those who are in such consciousness are living transcendentalist, situated in him. Krishna says, means they are in me and I am in him. So there is a reciprocation. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tas tathaiva bhajamyam. Whoever surrenders unto me, proportionately I take care of him. So this transcendental reciprocation exists because both the Lord and the devotees are conscious. When a diamond is set in a golden ring, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified and at the same time the diamond is glorified. So diamond is Krishna and the devotee is like a gold. So both setting together makes very nice. Like you hear all the time Akbar Barsha, when that question was asked by Akbar to Birbal, that why your Lord comes, what is his need? He could just manage them. Just he has so many servants, they could just manage. But then he said that wait, I will give you your answer. So one day they were in front of a lake, and he made a doll of the son of the Akbar Barsha and gave it to one of the maid servant. So when the Akbar was just strolling, walking around in his lake, then he told the Dasi to drop that doll in the water. So he dropped in the water. There were many servants and bodyguards of Akbar, but he jumped himself immediately to protect. Then with his all the ornaments and mukut and everything. So he asked, Birbal asked, then why did you have to jump? You had so many servants. Oh, he's my son. Why I could not tolerate even 1 second delay in protecting him. So he says the same thing. A devotee is like a direct, pure his son. Others are also his son. Like all the citizens are the son of the king. But still he will protect his son, and this is not called a discrimination, or it is not. It is still equanimity. The Lord and the living entity eternally glitter, and when a living entity becomes inclined to the service of the Supreme Lord, he looks like gold. The Lord is a diamond, and so the combination is very nice. Living entities in a pure state are called devotees. So when we are in pure state, so when we are in materially contaminated state, then that is not a pure state. The Supreme Lord becomes the devotee of his devotee. If a reciprocal relationship is not present between the devotee and the Lord, then there is no personal philosophy. Personal philosophy means, yes, I love this, he could do what he wants, he should be independent. So he loves his devotees and devotees love him. But if you don't, you are just neutral, then Krishna is also neutral. So we cannot say that he is not equal. He is equal. But someone is inclined, like mother feeds the child who is dependent on the mother most and who serves the mother most. My uncles, there are 6 brothers of my father, and the eldest one was very much devoted to the mother. He will serve, wash his clothes, give her bathing, and then she was also very affectionate. Although others were very rich and providing her everything, but he would be affectionate to his son who is surrendered to the mother. So that is the case. That is a natural. That is the natural. That is what is the personality. Personality does not mean that you are just like a stone. Demigods do like that. You do this yajna, they give the result, whether it is good or bad. But Krishna is not like that. He is our Supreme Father. So Lord is like a desire tree, and whatever one wants from this desire tree, the Lord supplies. But here the explanation is more complete. The Lord is here stated to be partial to his devotees. This is the manifestation of the Lord's special mercy to his devotees. The Lord's reciprocal should not be considered to be under the law of karma. That this is transcendental arrangement. The other things for everybody else, it is under the law of the karma. It belongs to the transcendental situation. Lord and his devotees, they function. Devotional service to the Lord is not an activity of the material world. It is part of the spiritual world, where eternity, bliss and knowledge, they are predominating. So So this is talking about that he rainfall and all these things. So King Prathu very appropriately compared the sun and the demigod Indra. King Indra of the heavenly planet is in charge of distributing water over the earth and other planetary system. It is indicated that King Prathu would arrange. Oh, I have gone one verse further, but King Prathu is compared to the earthly planet as far as his tolerance is concerned. Although the earth is always trampled upon by the man and animal, it still gives food. So same thinking, Prathu would also distribute compared to the earthly planet. So citizen will trample and he will work. So we will speak a little bit about this tolerance and humility. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it says, Tranadapi Sunichena Taro Iva Seshnana Amanina Manadena Kirtani Sadahari. So one should be humbler than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, and offering all respect to others and expecting none in return. One can chant the holy name. So this is the garland that we should wear all the time if you want to have the effect of chanting. Means loving relationship with Krishna. So these immortal words of wisdom, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is from Shikshastakam, is spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the key to peace and bliss in today's world, where there is domestic and global conflicts. They erupt upon very small trifles. So he is celebrated as dancing God. Lord Chaitanya is popularly known for his widespread propagation of the divine law by congregational chanting of the holy names. Lord Chaitanya is also esteemed among scholars for his delineation of the philosophy of Achintya Veda Tattva, simultaneously unity and diversity of the soul and God, united in devotional love, and they are distinct in individual identity. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that we are spiritual beings, eternal loving children of God. We can find lasting happiness not in acquiring material positions and possession, but in reviving our innate love for God. Humility, tolerance, virtues, they are the essential for achieving this endless bliss, are also valuable assets for living peacefully and successfully in this world. So what is this humility? Sometimes people think it is a weakness, but it is actually a power that only few people tap to this power of humility. Opposite of humility is the pride. So humility means it is freedom from anxiety, having the satisfaction of being honored by others. That is freedom from anxiety of that others should honor him. So that then if he does not honoring, then you would be in anxiety. Oh, he did not do it, or you will become his enemy. But better is that you, by this humility, you would be free from this. You would not expect amanina manadena, that you become amanina. You don't ask for or looking for some honor by others. So pride is the opposite of the humility. That makes the crave for honor from others is the source of happiness. When a proud person is disrespected, his lack of freedom becomes appallingly obvious. He is forced by pride to lose his prudence and explode with words and actions. Then it hurts the other person, even he hurts himself in such situation. So humility, on the contrary, brings freedom from craving for external honor and empowers one to act for our and everyone's long-term good. Humility does not mean that people can trample without protesting. Just like Narad Muni had a snake as his disciple, and he said, "Don't bite." So people would started throwing stones and rocks and hurt him and trample on him. Then he went to Narad Muni that it is too much. I will be killed lying that way. He said that I did not refuse you to raise your hood or show your anger. So then he started doing it, and everybody was fearful, and they went far away. They stopped. So we should not. There is no need to tolerate misbehavior or behavior that is. It should be in a proper way. What is expected of. Humility allows us to calmly consider the cause of disrespect and naturally adopt a principle. So he will calmly wait and see that what is he saying, it is right or not immediately blobs and hurt other or speak or so many different words. So speaking like there is There is words are sword. So sword can cut one time, but words, if somebody has given a harsh words, that will remain on our mind for lifelong. So one should be very careful. This is like chita and chinta. Chita is the like where you get burned at a funeral. So when there is chita, that burns you one time. But this chinta or anxiety about somebody said, told you something, somebody harmed you in any way, or taken your business, or so those chinta, then that way that burns in you lifelong. That burns alive. It burns only a dead body chita. But this other chinta that burns you alive all the time. So same thing is prayer, but humility will stop all this. So tolerance to it is underutilized power. So one is humility and another is tolerance, titiksha. So tolerance is not utilized properly, neither the humility. A relative behaves unreasonably, a colleague speaks unpolitely, and that power is cut off, and our plan, and that is it just that crushes us. So daily situation that happens offer rich premiums for the tolerance. Tolerance empowers us to not let irritating circumstances steal our peace of mind. So if you tolerate, then for some time it may feel bad, but it will go away. These are like urmis or waves in the ocean. So if somebody is not tolerant, uh, like then he will really suffer. There are two kinds of suffering. Lack of tolerance, that is two kinds. Toleration, if you tolerate, it brings freedom, and then we have intelligent response. So tolerance empowers us not to let the irritating circumstances steal our peace. So Prabhupada, he is summarizing this tolerance. Tolerance, that is when somebody telling you harsh words or hurts you, then you tolerate that. In Bhagavad Gita, there are many verses. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkada agama paino nityam tanstitiksha bharata. That these are the from sensation of touch, and that matra sparsha kaunteya sitoshna, there could be sit or ushna, heat and cold, happiness and distress. There may be yash or apyash. So they come and they go, just like the seasonal changes. So immediately the whole system of Bhagavad Gita that teaches us, or Bhagavatam, that when there is maybe some agitation, but you tolerate that, and then it will subside after some time. Just like the waves, they subside. They would not come more and more or go over and over and drown the whole world, but it subsides. So same thing, you subside, you hold for some time, and automatically it will go away. The desire that, oh, he should have respected me, he should have given me such food or position or seat or something. So that should be tolerated. Titiksha means tolerance. In Bhagavad Gita there is another verse. Yehi sansvarsaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evacha. Adya antavanta adi antavanta tu kaunteya na teshu ramate buddha. Artha no tanstitiksha bharata. Yehi sansvarsaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evacha. Adya antavanta tu kaunteya tanstitiksha. So one should tolerate because they have all beginning. So when there is sansparshaja, by the sparsh, by the touch, we get like a sense pleasure. So yehi, so those are the this sansparja bhoga, by coming in contact of the sense objects, by the objects of the senses to the senses. That is the, so when one does not get in touch with this, that is the cause of birth of all the dukkha yona, all the suffering is because of this tendency that we want to bring our senses. Need is different, but we wanted to bring, wherever senses they go, they take us, we wanted to get in touch with the sense objects. But if you tolerate that sensation, then naturally we would be winner, we would be peaceful, and that won't, if we don't get it, it won't be able to harm us. So Hani, in Ramayana also it says, Hani Labha Jivana Marana, yes, Apayash Vidya. If there is a, like if there is a, like profit or no profit, there is a loss, or living Jivan Marana, like you are alive or you are dead. There may be, you are glorious yash or apyash, that somebody is saying you harsh words. That is all under, according to our karmic things, it is all under the vidhi. Vidhi is, you may say, destiny or Krishna also. So it is in their hand, it is not in our hand. So Prabhupada is summarizing this. One's greatness is there when he is able to tolerate the provoking situation. When people, they leave the tolerance, they respond adverse to the situations and become enemy. That causes, if you, two things because of this lack of tolerance. One is either you become depressed or you become violent. The depression, that means you will go under, gradually it will be under chronic depression. Self martyrdom means alive that you are burning. Cheetah burns after the death, but self martyrdom, that is burning inside you all the time. Inferiority complexes, addictions, even suicide, they are because of the depression. That is lack of tolerance that causes depression. Another causes, either if you don't tolerate, you will become violent. So that is the cause. This brings the violence, causes divorces, larceny, murder, wars. These are the result of the becoming violent. You can't tolerate, then you start taking revenge. Oh, I will kill him. He is my enemy. I won't tolerate this. So they start beating. So many fights are because of that. Even the divorce and the family is also because of that. Because each other, there is, everybody is a different nature, and they will speak something. One may like, one may not like. One has to tolerate because of our previous nature. We act accordingly. And if you don't tolerate each other, naturally there will be fights, and gradually it will lead to divorce. Now nobody tolerates, like, and there are so many percentage of divorces are there. This is all because of non-tolerance, not understanding the nature of each other. Everybody is a separate nature. Like somebody may like to have open windows, somebody want to put curtain all the time and live in dark. So there is two opposite. So either one should be in another room, or try to that whenever he is there, you open the curtains and keep it in that way. So the food, and means it's one, not only one thing, millions of things every day that we come in touch. But if we tolerate and understand each other and try to know and try to, whatever is there, you take it, that it is part of life, and one goes on, then naturally it won't bother us, and we could live very peacefully. So like say, one uses his muscles just when there is a danger. So humility and tolerance, that is, are the protecting us from the internal things. Thus, they constitute our inner muscles. Like outside muscle is that, oh, there is some need, you use your biceps muscle to revenge. But these two things, tolerance and humility, they are our inner muscles, which can build by the spiritual bodybuilding exercises of chanting the holy name. So how do you build those humility and tolerance? It is by it happens by chanting the holy name. So if you chant the holy name, naturally you will be close to Krishna, and naturally all the good qualities of the demigod would be developed by this tolerance or by chanting the holy name. Yashasti bhakti bhagavata kanchina sarver guner tatra samasates sura harav abhaktasya kuto mahguna manorathena dhavatu sabai. Yashasti bhakti bhagavata kanchina, that one he has a kinchan bhakti, means without expecting anything, in humility, if you have devotion to the Lord, then you have all the good qualities of the demigods. But one who is running on basis of the mind, wherever mind takes you go, then there you do not have any quality. Like most of the materialistic person who are not devotees, they have no qualities. But automatically the qualities of demigods, like all these qualities that is described, what are the qualities? The knower of the field, that has been described in 13th chapter, text number 8 to 12. Maicha ananya yogena bhakti avyavicharani. Avyavicharani means exactly, vyavicharani goes to so many different people. But one who is avyavicharani bhakti, then only to Krishna, then naturally you don't have to worship adore, you could give respect, but not to put on the place of Krishna. Demigod worships are worshipping so many human beings and making them a position like that as if they are God. So there are these items. They have been given 20 are the these are all the like of the knowledge, and whatever others is ignorance. So it includes tolerance also. I will. This is humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, acharya upasana, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, janma mrityu jara vyadhi, dukkha doshanudarshanam, detachment, freedom from the entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unallied devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization, and philosophical search for the absolute truth. These are the items of knowledge, and besides it, whatever is there, they are ignorance. So this tolerance that Prabhupada is writing on this means that one should be practiced to bear insults and dishonor from others. If one is engaged in the advancement of spiritual knowledge, there will be so many insults and much dishonor from others. This is expected because material nature is so constituted. Even a boy like Prahlad, who was only 5 years old, was engaged in cultivation of spiritual knowledge, was endangered when his father became antagonistic to his devotion. The father tried to kill him in so many ways, but Prahlad tolerated him. So there may be many impediments to making the advancement in spiritual knowledge, but we should be tolerant and continue our progress with determination. So in this way, there are many. So these are two aspects: tolerance and humility. Yes, they are very important, and one should tap, dan, daya, means tapasya means you tolerate others. Are you not that? That is also a kind of tapasya. Tapasya is not just meditating or tolerating heat and cold, but also it is a tap itself is a kind of tolerance. But main thing is that you tolerate. The best thing Prabhupada says that you tolerate insults by others. That is the best judgment. That even if there is a provoking thing, you tolerate that, and then things would go away, and he will feel humbler later on, and he will respect you more and more. So even the people who have renounced, they should also be very merciful. Daya, whenever there is a need of charity, the best charity is giving them Krishna consciousness, and one should be austere in their, not that you need all the comforts in the world, then naturally the senses will go for sense gratification. So one should be engaged in certain tapasya. It should be there. If you want to advance in devotional service and develop love of Godhead, then naturally you have to take it. There are this mana siksha. There are many verses on this, and this one important that you have to tolerate when there is a sleep and all this. Tannama rupa charitadi sukirti nano smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyojya tishthan vrajeta danuragi jananugami kalam nayet khilam ityupadesha saram. So this is the sar of all the upadeshas are there, that Krishna's name, roop, leelas, qualities, it should always be remembered, and so our mind should be focused on those, and also you should be focusing following anurag. You should follow anugat, means you should follow to his devotees and live your time or spend your time in Vraj or where the devotional activity is happening around the temple. This is the sum and substance of all the instructions that is even given. So we are really sleeping now, not just sleeping at night, but even while we are awake, we are sleeping. Sleeping means our goal is develop our love of Godhead, and we become not really complacency, or we don't look for this goal. Naturally, we are sleeping because that is keeping us away from Krishna, keeping us away from our abode. So what happens? We go in many other lifetimes. We take another birth, then die, then taking another birth. So this is going on from time immemorial. Only in the human life that time is there, that if we utilize it properly, then we could break this cycle of sansar, jivan and maran. We die, work again, come again, birth again, remember everything. So if we are just without putting our attention on this sleeping, naturally jiva jago gaura chand bole, is waking us up from our sleeping in the slumber, that wake up. And so if we remember these things, means Krishna, Nam, Roop, Gun, Leela Chintan, and under the guidance of a spiritual master, then it will create a favorable atmosphere, and then that is the awakening of the soul. So this ABC of Bhakti, that's A means Harinam or Sankirtan, Harinam. B is serving the Tulsi Devi, Tulsi Seva Minister, and C is Ekadashi Vrat Vagara. So Harinam and its devotee association, Tulsi Seva, Ekadashi Vrat Minister. So that is ABC of devotional life. Thank you so much. You can unmute and we can discuss certain questions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this beautiful class, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Is there anybody having any question?
Any additions, subtractions?
Hare Krishna,
Comment.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the class, Prabhuji. I just had one question on tolerance. So, so in today's world, when we are considered, when we try to become a little more tolerant, we notice that people take that to their advantage rather than understanding that, okay, we are being tolerant, so they should also try to reciprocate in the same way. So how do we take it in a positive light, and how do we maintain that? So I don't want anyone to take advantage of, they shouldn't feel that, okay, yeah, this person is a little silly, and so not as smart as I am, so let me just take advantage of the situation.
So in a simple way, without getting disturbed, you could respond to that if he is hurting you or causing you harm. Just like Narad Muni told the snake that you raise your hood, you show them your anger, that is, but in a very calm way, not violently acting to take revenge. So if you could do that, you could tolerate the provoking things, the situations, then naturally you will be peaceful, and he will also understand when you talk to him and explain to him why you are right or why he is wrong. If you explain in a humbler way, so tolerance and humility, they go hand in hand. They are not separate. So you become humble, and in humility you explain. Nobody is saying that you cannot respond or you cannot. Tolerance does not mean that if this like a snake was being bitten so much, but Narad Muni advised him, you raise your hood. So Prabhupada also, when there were so many situations came, but he was not disturbed, or did not become or cursing that you die, or although this man in Bombay temple, he tried to harm Prabhupada. Prabhupada tolerated all this, but he took action also at the same time to protect the interest of Krishna. So not for our glory, but for interest of Krishna, interest of preaching, interest of movement, or for glory. Then you should, like there is, if somebody is blaspheming a spiritual master, then you should come forward and try to rectify the situation, explain or don't listen to some devotees being blasphemed. Then you go away from that situation. So there is, so now when I say, where is the tolerance? I should just tolerate whatever is happening. Somebody is misappropriating funds for the temple or doing something. You could speak in a proper way to the authorities. Don't take action in your own hands. But if nobody speaks anything, then how that person will correct her? He will go also to hell for his mistakes. So you rectify him, but in a humbler way.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Hari.
Okay. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Is there anybody having any more questions for Prabhuji? Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the beautiful class and very nice answer for the question, Mother Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot to everyone.
If there are no questions, let us offer obeisances to the Prabhuji and all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarobhyasya kripa sindhuvya eva cha patitanam bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Shlaridas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please, Shri Prabhuji ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Gaur Bhakta. Somebody saying something? Hello?
No, thank you very much, Guru Maharaj. It was a nice, yeah, we learned a lot.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.